Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Green Raven here. Not that it really matters for you, but between yeah, I occasionally get these like, oh my god, the words just leave me. I occasionally get these like acid reflux things. Yeah, so like for let's plays like this where I'm basically reading a lot, it's bad. Cause like right now I'm getting that feeling like it's just like this like acidy burning feeling just like rising up into my throat and the back of my throat. Yeah, I'm drinking a nice hearty glass of milk. Doesn't really help that much, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, right, so we are about to begin our investigation. Right. Do we wish to ask the market stall holders about Eltane? Or do we wish to ask around in the taverns? Let us ask the market stall holders about Eltane. You discreetly ask around several of the stalls, but none of them know anything. When you ask a stallholder selling semi-precious stones, things change. The scrawny little man sits on the stool behind the stall in front of a small, brightly colored tent. His greasy, straggling hair hangs lank around his face, and his small, piggy eyes observe everything that goes on around the market. On hearing the name Eltane, his left eye twitches. You're about to ask further when he points to a necklace made of semi-precious stones. Beautiful, is it not? He asks you obsequiously. Without waiting for a response, he continues. I would be loath to part with this for less than 4 gold pesetas. It is clear he wants you to buy the cheap bauble at a vastly overinflated price too, before he will say anything. You have 4 gold pesetas. If you have 4 gold pesetas and wish to buy this necklace, turn to page 96. If you do not wish to purchase, you may continue questioning him. Alternatively, you could retire to the town. You know what? Let's play the game, shall we? Ching! He grins at you, his white teeth seemingly incongruous against his tanned, wrinkled face. You take the necklace from him and stow it in your pocket, making a silent promise to yourself that if he doesn't tell you what you want to know, you will strangle him with it. Yep, there we go. We're doing the slightly evilish thing. Necklace! Yay! We have a necklace. Can make us all pretty and witty and gay. By the way, folks, yeah, that's most of you are losing the reference here because the word gay actually was quite commonly used in the olden days. It had a different meaning. It's also part of a song. I forgot what it's from, but the only thing I can think of is Analyze This with Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal, where Robert De Niro is a gangster who kind of wants to quit the life, so he pretends to become insane. He gets sent to a mental hospital. He starts dancing on the tables, and he does that one song, but it's from something else though. But he was just saying, he's like, I feel pretty, oh so pretty and witty and gay, and I pity any. Okay, I'm gonna stop singing before most of you lose respect. Actually, I don't care if you lose respect for me. I know now probably laughing at this either way. So, anyways, leaning forward and speaking in a conspiratorial, my brain just does not want to read words today, folks. Speaking in conspiratorial whisper. He tells you that he has heard the beggars of the city use the name Eltane a number of times. He sits back on a stool, leaving you fuming at such a high price for such little information. He grins at you wolfishly, and you force yourself to walk away. Don't hesitate to come back in future, he calls after you. Instead of retaliating, you concentrate on finding a beggar might know Eltane. Well, I mean, not all. No, that was something. Though. I mean, he says the beggars know Eltane, so that's something. But yeah, definitely wasn't worth the 4 gold. I mean, the freaking jailer took 3 from us just to release us from prison, okay? Anyways. You walk through the city to the side streets, the large market where the beggars usually sit and request alms from the wealthy. You find a number of men sitting with bowls, some missing arms or legs, some disfigured by leprosy. Ugh. Some so aged that you were surprised they are still clinging to this life. You discreetly ask a couple of them about Eltane, but they have never heard the name before. Oh, sure they did. When you ask a third man, the response you get is surprising. With a look of terror, the skinny, pocket-marked man casts aside his bowl and tries to escape. Unable to force his way through the crowds into the market, he leaps into a pile of boxes and begins to scale the outside wall of a nearby shop. Ooh la la. Now the question is, will you be able to keep up with him? Is that a no? You roll the 4, which is less than... Oh yeah, so fitness, it works a little different than combat because the lower the better for some reason. Go figure. With combat, it's the more the better because, you know, biff, bam, pow. So I figured that would be the same thing for fitness too, but nope. All these adventure books have this weird rule where luck, fitness, whatever the special gimmick is, it's always less. Less is better. I guess I just want to switch things up. Anyways, whatever. We got a 4 and we needed to get... Excuse me. Yeah, so you know how I said that I'm having one of those like acid reflux kind of moments? Yeah, it just like it's rising in the back of my throat kind of, and it's like burping time. Anyways, yeah, we caught the motherfucker, or at least attempting to catch the motherfucker. That would be us. That would be him. We're about to do things. With 2 well-timed bounds, you leap comfortably on the roof and take off in pursuit of the beggar. The roof of this building is flat, having been built of adobe in the old style of Orlandian house. Folks, I can read the words just fine in my head, but for whatever reason, out loud just does not happen. Anyways, across from you, the beggar makes a leap across an alleyway and onto the roof opposite. Unfortunately for him, he mistimes his leap and he slams into the wall with great force. Ugh! By sheer chance, his fingers manage to grab hold of the parapet surrounding the roof, but he does not have the strength to pull himself up to safety. Pausing to compose yourself, da, 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 da. You can't see it, but I did a stupid superhero pose. You break into a run and leap across the gap. Landing on the roof opposite, immediately you turn around and grab hold of the beggar's hands, dragging him to safety. For several moments, you both sit there in silence. I'm looking for Eltane, you tell the beggar. Where can I find him? At first, he is evasive, but from his reaction, it is clear he knows the name well, and with persuasion on your part, he soon admits he has met him before. Ooh la la. He's an animal, the beggar whispers. A beast. He's been using a few of us to spy on him, but he's got a temper like an angry god. He killed old Heifel for daring to ask him for money. If we don't get some money, how are we supposed to live? He eyes your money pouch Oh, I'm sorry. Oopsie daisy. He eyes your money pouch meaningfully. Taking a gold pastetto from it, you tell him he can have it in return for information about Eltane's whereabouts. He is clearly tempted, but his fear of reprisal is making him skittish and unwilling to speak further. That or his greed. You take a second pastetto from your pouch, and he blurts out, "The graveyard! We always have to meet him in the center of the graveyard after dusk." Oh, this man is totally not creepy at all. You threaten the beggar that if he warns Eltane of your coming, there will be reprisals. He nods and accepts your 2 gold pastettos from you. You help him down from the roof, and he scurries off into the alleyway. I'm picturing sort of a Zoidberg scuttle right now. Seeking anonymity and refuge amongst Eltane's spies. Swish. Turn to page 33. 50. The words, folks, the words. On your way back to your lodgings, you pass a number of market stalls selling equipment that an adventurer might need. Milk does the body good. Will you take some time to peruse these items? Or would you rather go straight back to your lodging? Let's see what we got here, shall we? Well, we have a dagger, a key, backpack, stiletto, the feather signet ring, and a necklace. We have 3 daggers and a leather jerkin. Wait. And we have nothing special that we can use, so I would definitely say a visit to the market is in order. Okie dokes. Alright, the stallholders are all former adventurers like yourself, and they're happy to share tales of their exploits with you examine their wares. Some of these tales are plausible, others less so. You know they're trying to distract you and prevent you from haggling them down to a sensible price. The following items are available. If you wish to buy a particular item, then turn to the required page. You may only select what you can afford. Alrighty. Healing potion, leather armor, silver statue, short sword, elixir of health, bullseye lantern. We are currently going to a graveyard, so I would definitely say a lantern is definitely. And the thing is about the lantern is you don't have to use it. I mean, you know. But having one handy would definitely be, well, handy. Bullseye lantern. The bullseye lantern costs you 4 gold pesetas. The bullseye lantern is cleverly designed to allow the light of the burning oil to escape from a small aperture. Surrounding the flame on the inside, Surrounding the flame on the inside of the lantern are silvered mirrors that help reflect the light, nearby focusing the beam it produces. A small hinged door in front of the aperture can be closed to prevent any light escaping from that. There you go, in case we're all, hiding in the graveyard. You can now continue looking the market by turning the, or alternatively you can leave. Nope. We're gonna continue shopping. It's buy them till you drop them at things, and I don't know what I'm talking about, yo. Actually, gosh darn it. Oh, we have exactly 7. That'll be great. I feel like we should invest in the short sword. I mean, we can always swap out the daggers if need be. Although, healing... What's the difference between... I wish I could actually tell you what it... Alright, fine, jackasses. We could... Oh, wait, we already have the lantern. Alright, well... I'm now debating a potion of health, an elixir of health... healing potion, elixir of health, or short sword. I feel like a short sword will do us the most good in the long run. The short sword costs you 7 gold pesetas. Although a little worn, this well-balanced sword is still in full working order, with no signs of rust or decay. Unlike the slashing longsword, the short sword is wielded by means of stabbing, piercing action. When used in combat, the short sword will give you offense value of 4. You can now continue to look around the market by turning to page 74. And we is out. Alright. We shall now leave the market. Satisfied you have equipped yourself well, you gather your belongings and prepare to leave the market. Suddenly you hear the cry go up. Stop! Thief! You look around to see a fair-haired figure running off with something in his arms. You decide to chase after him. If you'd rather keep a low profile, turn to page 82. For a second I thought we were in deep doo-doo shit. So what do we wish to do? Well, we do have a graveyard appointment to keep, so, yoink. You watch disinterestedly as the fair-haired thief disappears into the milling crowds and then head back to your lodging place. Looking to get some rest before your investigations this evening. Turn to page 100. It is late afternoon when you return to your lodgings. Although later than usual, you decide to settle down on your bed for a siesta. You awake a couple hours later feeling refreshed. Restores 4 vitality points. Ready to go, in your dreams you saw Kari, her face sad, begging you to rescue her, and you feel enthused with the righteous purpose. You leave the lodging house just as the sun is beginning to sink below the western wall of the city. A brisk walk takes you into the northern quarter of the city. You greet the guards on the postern gate, and they ask you your business. You tell them that you're heading out for the graveyard, and they stand aside to let you pass. By decree of the Grand Duke, the graveyard is to be accessible at all times, and in those hot climates, many burials take place in the evening or at night. Anyways, outside the city, the gathering darkness blanket. Now see, in this day and age, if you tell people you're heading out the graveyard, you'd get looks. You'd definitely get, but then those dark, grim, oh my, so many words are trying to escape. Dark, grim times. If a dude goes out to the graveyard, nobody gives a shit. Outside the city, the gathering darkness blankets the land with solitude and silence. You can still almost make out the outline of the graveyard, surrounded by a mixture of fences, walls, and hedgerows, to bring privacy to the mourners and give respect to the dead. There are 2 entrances to the graveyard, one in the north face and a smaller gate hidden in the hedge to the east. Will you enter the graveyard through the main gates, or through the smaller hedge gate? Well, we're doing the slightly evilish, less than noble kind of thing, so smaller gate. You make your, let me quickly check, 17 minutes. Okay, that's good. You make your way through, oh my god, my brain. You make your way around to the east for quite a way before stumbling across the narrow entryway through the high hedges. The gate is in a bad state of repair, hanging off its hinges and rotting, while the actual entrance is overgrown with stinging nettles and briars. You push your way through, making sure not to create too much noise. Once through, you push the gate back into position as gently as possible. No one would be able to detect your passing unless they are looking very carefully. The graveyard here is somewhat overgrown with weeds, and the grass is not regularly trimmed. This is where the poorest of Orlandes city are laid to rest. Those unable to afford a decent plot, mass graves of beggars, families, and those whose names are not known are all around you. You roughly gauge where the center of the graveyard is from your location, and you head towards off it. Will you stride boldly forward, or will you prefer to sneak? Well, since we're coming through the side gate, what do you think, folks? As you creep through the overgrowth, you come upon a strange white gravestone, taller than the rest, made of expensive marble. You cannot read the name inscribed upon it. It is overgrown with thorny briars. If you'd like, you may spend a few minutes clearing the overgrowth away from the grave. Otherwise, continue through the weeds towards the center of the graveyard. What seems like an oddly specific thing to mention, so let's go ahead and clear away the overgrowth. While using your weapon, you spend a few minutes clearing away the thorny briars and the nettles that encroach upon the marble gravestone. Strangely, the gravestone appears to be devoid of any name or epitaph on the other side. As you cut away the final briar encircling the grave, your hand alights upon something cool and hard lying at the base of the gravestone. Picking it up and examining it in the failing light, you see it is an ivory brooch carved into the shape of an ivy leaf. You take this ivory brooch, but you dare not wear it until you discover accurately whether it has any magical properties and what those properties may be. Oh, come on, it just only makes weeds grow and strangle whoever wears it. We seem to be quite the kleptomaniac here. We've got quite a collection of things. After all, you know that the barrier between this life and the next is always narrowest point in the graveyards. The overgrown section soon gives way to more maintained area of the graveyard. A rough gravel path winds its way between the rows of gravestones in the direction of the center of the graveyard. As you follow it, the functional gravestones are replaced by larger edifices designed to honor the more wealthy dead. The sculptures and stationery loom over you menacingly, testament to the fears of the rich that they may be forgotten. The simple epitaphs on the peasant gravestones are simply replaced by hieroglyphics and extolling the good deeds performed by the deceased. It is as if they believe they can fool even the gods into believing their own greatness. A little further along the gravel path, you can make out the circular sepulchre, the words, at the graveyard's heart. Within and beneath this are the vaults containing the bodies of the nobles and protectors of Orlandes city. It is every adventurer's dream to be counted worthy of such a prestigious resting place, but it is only granted to those who perform outstanding deeds of valor in behalf of the city. Something catches your eye and you stop stock still. Standing in front of the sepulchre is a hooded figure dressed in all black. He appears to be waiting for something or someone. Will you call out to him? That's a good idea. Or would you prefer to approach him cautiously? We shall do that. You crouch down behind one of the tombs and peer around the side to keep an eye on the hooded figure. He paces up and down, clearly impatient. He mutters to himself, and though you cannot make out the words, he's clearly angry about something. Using the cover of the receding light and the tombs, you creep to the edge of the path, which circumvents the circular sepulchre. Oh, the word shishas by shishisha. I can't even say that. Waiting silently for a couple of minutes, it is clear that you have not yet been observed. From here, you could launch an ambush against the hooded figure, or you could continue waiting and watching. Well, this could very well be Eltane, and this could very well be the end of us. But you know what? Let's do the thing. Hoorah! Ignoring discretion, you creep forward while the hooded figure's attention is elsewhere. But can you hear that, folks? Yeah, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, I live in a pretty populated area. There's a police station, a train station, and my brain's not working right. Point is, though, we get lots of shiny blaring. There's a lot of sirens in this area. Police station, fire department, and train station all within 5 minutes of here. So that's always fun. The worst part is that we live in a relatively congested street, and the cops and the firemen all like to take motherfuckers. Obnoxious sirens. Anyway, so yeah, usually like late at night I'll wake up because my room will be on fire. And by fire, I mean the sirens. Like, it's like a disco light, just bam, 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 bam. It's like a disco strobe light, and then this noise just wakes you up. I don't know about Nat or some of you other people that have sleeping problems, but I can definitely tell you that it is my sleeping problems is definitely due to this bullshit. Anyways, quickly before we start the fight, I just want to finish. Ignoring discretion, you keep forward to the hooded figure's attention as elsewhere, pressing yourself against the side of the sepulchre. You draw your weapon as you slowly inch around the side of the sepulchre. Waiting for the hooded figure to enter your line of vision. As soon as he does, you leap forward, catching him unawares. He staggers back from your initial blow, and by the way he wields his sword, you can tell you have wounded his sword arm. Nevertheless, he raises his sword before him in readiness for your attack. Okay, anyways, right, so, quick bit of rambling since we're 25 minutes, and I'll cut it off. I don't know about the rest of you who have sleeping issues, but for me it is definitely because of this, just my surroundings. You kind of get used to it, but at the same time, you still occasionally wake up grumbling to yourself. Me, wee, in the middle of the night, and then the room's like all blinking and shit. The first few nights when I first moved here, well, not even nights, I mean weeks, at least weeks, like I couldn't just like sleep at all. It was just fucking terrible. Yeah, and early in the morning, I get to wake up to the honk, honk, honk. Fucking impatient bastards. Like, really? Do you really need to honk? Like, really? Anyways, right. Rambling, we're about in 26 minutes, and that's gonna, too many words trying to escape my mouth. That's gonna do it. I'm gonna call it apart. Bye-bye, folks. See you all shortly. We shall commencificate the combat.